you guys? It is Mary. And we want you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment.
Down below, you can say we are reviewing season 6, episode 10.
You know what I just realized?
What?
We are both wearing black and pink.
I know. We styling, honey. But yes, you guys. So we're gonna get right into it. Basically, they are doing the group therapy session
at Sedona, Arizona.
Yes, they are. They have decided that they all need therapy, but they actually used to communicate with their therapist named Pat. Pat actually went and helped Nancy try to get them all.
Nancy's a therapist in
Nevada. Pat is a therapist in Utah. Pat was helping Nancy to come and, kind of get used to the Brown family.
Yeah.
But she is not used to working with polygamous families.
Yes.
So that's basically what's going on. So they are in Sedona doing a resort therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they decided to have a meditation session before they went ahead and decided to...
So they were meditating and the ants were around and Cody is freaking out. He's the one who's freaking out.
Oh, hold on, wait. No, actually, the family counseling session, first of all, what they did is they met with Pat at
individually.
No, they met
together as a group.
Yes, they went there in Nevada or whatever.
Personalities.
No, they went. Okay. No, at first it was. Remember when the wives and Cody, they decided to go meet with her first, and then later on they went to take a trip to Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And Sedona. Okay. But after they had met with Pat and Nancy, so they could all try to see what Nancy's part will be in this whole therapy session, they decided Cody had a conversation with Mariah and Mary about her college first. Then after that, they went to Sedona, Arizona.
Okay.
But I want to get into the whole college thing.
Okay.
I felt Cody was kind of being dismissive. I felt like he was just saying that, I'm not willing to sacrifice, Aspen's college or Aspen's
cheaper.
Or a car or make her have to do something cheaper because Mariah wants to go to a school that is ridiculously out of budget. And he seemed like he was just so impatient and he really wasn't caring that much or whatever.
And he told Mary pretty much, you are going to have to pay for Mariah's college out of your budget. And what we found out is that every wife has their own money. Every wife has their own budget, which I guess is equal across whatever.
The board.
And then they have a family joint account, which is for things like the tuition, which is for things like cars for the children, and for any other thing, right? Family related stuff.
I wonder what they do for work.
So anyhow, now we're in the 6th season, so they are making some good money.
Well, I wonder how much TLC pays them.
I'm sure they're making some good money. But anyway, but Cody has been working. Obviously, he made some money prior. But anyhow, what was I saying? You interrupted me. Anyway, so Cody's saying that UNLV in Las Vegas is cheaper.
And that's where
Aspen is going, and that's where Logan is going. Now, Mariah has $28,000 per year more to pay. It was actually $38,000. She got a $10,000 scholarship.
Right.
So she has $28,000 more to pay. And Cody's telling Mary what you're gonna have to do since you only have one child.
Keep on rubbing it in her face.
Have to take your money from your budget and pay for her school, because I'm not taking out money from the family account to pay for Mariah, because Aspen's tuition fee is $7,000 a year.
That's really cheap.
Mariah's outside of the scholarship still got to pay $28,000 more, which is 4 times what Aspen is paying per year. So that's what he said. So then, Christine, I think the beautiful thing that happened was Christine spoke up, everybody spoke up, Mariah came in, and they asked her, why do you want to go to this college? Mary says, tell them why you want to go to this college. And she says, look, I want to stay with my faith.
Yeah.
My church is there. There's no church here.
Yeah.
My friends are there. It will help me to stay in my faith. I am about plural marriage. And she said that's the reason why. And so I think once she said that, Christine and all the wives were like, we're going to help you to see that happens so that you don't have to worry when you know, go off to school. Later on, we see that Cody goes to the scholarship guy, Dr. Guido, to ask him about loans because he never wanted the kids to have debt, student loans, when they go to school. So he goes there and the guy says, well, yeah, you know, loans are good. You should have student loans. It's going to be with low interest. But later on we find out, because when he talked to Mariah about that, Mariah was like, well, you know, and then Cody asked, can it be in Mariah's name, or do I have to co-sign it? They said, well, you can co-sign for her. He's trying to leave her with the debt. So then
Cody is not right at all.
Mariah was like, well, you know how you kids are. When it comes to your own debt, you're like, well, I don't think I want this
I am
debt.
still very young, and I have my whole life ahead of me, so I don't want my debt right now.
Mariah was like, well, I don't know if I want all this debt. Well, I don't know how she thinks people going to pay for it. So, anyway, but then we found out later on, of course we found out today when we were watching the last thing, that Mary said she's the one who has been paying for Mariah's college out of her budget.
But that was during the reunion, so we're getting ahead of ourselves.
I know, but what I'm saying is that Cody still got his way. Because that's what he had asked Mary to do anyway in the first place.
Ah, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure
so even though he went to this Dr. Guido, I think it was just, you know, I'm going to pretend like I'm doing some stuff right here.
Yeah.
But your mama, with her one child, is going to pay for it from her budget because I ain't got time. And see, that's the thing with Cody and Mary. Like, he is so impatient with her.
I know.
That is not right. It really is not right.
I think he's kind of fed up with Mary.
It is, and I know that Mary can be very aggravating because she aggravates me. But I feel like, because I have kind of been on the receiving end of something like this before, and I feel like sometimes when a husband gets to a place where as soon as you open your mouth,
he has to shut you down.
He is totally disinterested. You know what I'm saying? You see the glaze over his face like, oh, I cannot stand her voice. I mean, you know, I think, yes, if you stay...
It's time to leave that marriage.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Because you can't even stand my voice. And I want to be happy in life.
Facts.
But there are some people who, and I used to be of this mindset, stay the course, think that, well, if I pray about it, continue to be a kind person, that's what Mary's trying to do, which always trips her out, that's why she stayed crying, he will love me. Now, that probably will happen, not that he will actually love you, but he will need you.
Yeah.
Because at some point he's going to get old, and men get older faster than women. So when he's maybe 80, how long it's going to take? Got married now, you're in your 40s. When he becomes late 70s, in another 30 years, 35 years, in 80s, 90s, that's when he's going to turn to you and you're still the only woman left. He will be decent to you because probably you're the one who got to wipe his butt. But he will still be an asshole. And you will sit there with your 80-year-old self and wonder, this man has been an asshole for 40 years. And that's why sometimes you see some of these women leave their husbands when they're in their 60s and 70s. You know what? Because the man,
it never got better.
Old, he's still an asshole.
And it never gets better.
It never gets better, Mary. He will tolerate you for as long as he needs you, but he never gets better. Sometimes he'll be sick in that bed and he'll be cursing you out.
And we know some people.
And I have heard of some women who, as the man was dying, he was cursing at the wife that he couldn't stand.
Well, you know where he went.
So it just don't work. That's why I thank God every day that I got some kind of sense and I left.
Deuces.
Who child? So I understand, but it's just sad when I see the whole thing. It's just sad. But anyway, they were in Sedona.
They were going to therapy.
Of different things, meditation.
But what I want to talk about was a therapy session.
Yes.
So they sat down with the counselor, whatever, stuff like that. Cody felt like she was kind of picking on him a little bit or whatever.
But she was standing up for Mary.
Well, first of all, what happened was he said, you know what, my thing is, I don't want her to look at me because she ain't never worked with a polygamist before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want her to look at me as being like the dictator. And she says that, you know, I need to work on stuff, but none of my wives got to work on stuff.
Yes.
Like, I think I want her to hold them accountable. But me personally, I feel like why the family is a little bit in shambles right now is because of Cody. Like, it is as clear as day.
Yeah.
You did not nurture and care for that relationship with Christine. Yeah. When that woman was throwing out signs, pebbles, and throwing pebbles.
No throwing. Holding your hand and telling you, I need to talk to you. I'm not feeling this from season 2. It's been 4 years now.
14 years.
I'm talking about now we're in season 6. It's been 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
See, she's been doing this.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
you
like
pat her on the head and you forget, this ain't Mary. She ain't Mary.
I am Christine.
I know. I will deal with your tail.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But I feel like he actually is not somebody who is self-aware. Even though he going to therapy, he is not self-aware. And that is my issue with men. When they see that everything's gone up shit's creek, they say, let's go to therapy. That is like their golden goose card. They said, let's go to therapy.
He's been going to therapy for 5 years, he said, with that lady.
Not self-aware. Not self-aware. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is my issue, and that's my thing with him or whatever. Yeah. So they basically were sitting out talking or whatever and stuff like that, and Mary started crying. The therapist said she did a personality test with them. Yes. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Beforehand, right? Yes. So they came to Sedona. She said, "Here are your results," or whatever. Yeah. And she was reading off Mary. And she said, "Mary, you have a very strong personality.
You inspire others.
You inspire others. You're very blunt about what you have to say, but you don't really say it with a kind tone.
Right.
And
she tells the truth. You tell
the truth. You're very honest.
Who is she talking to?
You talking about Janelle? Because that ain't Mary."
You know what I thought? I thought that Mary has written down what she answered the
question about herself,
what she wants to be. She didn't answer the truth of what she really is. She put what she wants to, because everybody was looking like Cody was all like, his hair shaking like.
Even Cody said in the confessional, I think she was mixing up my wives. Yeah. She could not even figure out, which one was which. And that's why I thought, I'm like, lady, she's answering the wrong questions. You have to ask them, what would you, on the questionnaire, you have to ask them.
Lied of her answers. That's what I think.
What you have to do with these questionnaires as a therapist, I'm not a therapist, but this is what I think, because I wanted to be a psychologist for a long time.
Well, she gave it to them to answer at home.
No, but what she should have did is, the way she should have framed the questions is, she should have been like, typically in a situation like this, how do you respond?
Yes.
That's what she should have did.
Also write down, how do you wish you had responded, though.
And then what she should have done is...
So that they have the wish that they wish, and then who they really are right now.
Exactly. And then what she should have done is let all the wives fill out questionnaires for one wife.
Yeah.
So let the 3 wives answer. Okay, so how would Mary react in this situation?
Yeah.
And most of the time, they probably will come up with the same answer.
Yes.
Or maybe it will be different depending on who she is talking to.
Yeah.
Like with Janelle, I feel like she'll back down because Janelle is a much stronger personality.
Yeah.
With Christine, I feel like she'll back down. With Robin, she'll try to, but she ain't really gonna say nothing because Robin's also a very strong personality.
She's very cunning. Robin does not have a strong person. She's calculating.
But I feel like it's a strong personality because she's not loud with her voice, but she's very calculated. She knows what she wants.
Yeah, I don't think that's strength.
Well, not strength like that.
I just look at it as cunning. But she's certainly sure-footed.
That's why I see a strong personality is. It's like you kind of know what you want or whatever, and you state that. But she does it in a different way. She do it behind the scenes, but she might be stabbing you in the side while getting there. You know what I'm saying? A little blood might be coming out to help her get along down the road. No shade, Robin. But that's how I felt or whatever. Yeah. But so they basically, they had the therapy session and everything and stuff like that. Yeah. I felt like, I don't know how I feel about Nancy being a therapist. I don't know. I feel like you have to get used to some people or whatever, especially when it's a new therapist. Yeah. I don't think Cody really likes her that much or whatever.
Yeah, that's a problem because this family goes as Cody goes. So if Cody doesn't like her, it's not going to work.
But that's the issue, though, because
that is the issue. Because
it doesn't really seem mutual.
You can't have a therapist that kisses your butt.
Yeah.
What good is that going to do you?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that she did, as soon as Cody was trying to push shade on Mary, she cut it and she said it.
Well, because he's talking about how
That's why he was upset.
He said, well, the thing is with Mary is, I feel like, with her, you have to kind of figure out how to manage her. Mm-hmm. And she said, can I stop you right there? Yeah. You kind of put her down.
Yeah.
And Mary started crying. Which it really was, though, because it's kind of like you were having to manage a little child.
Exactly.
Like, she's not equipped as a grown woman to handle her own. Or you feel like you have to.
Yeah, like it's too much.
Let me show you the way, madame.
He's not even patting her on the head. He is hitting her hard on the back. That's really what he's doing,
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Mary sometimes because it's
But I mean, you have got to grow a spine at some point in life. Yeah. But they did have individual therapy, which I thought was kind of funny, especially with Janelle. So Janelle basically was sitting down. She was talking to therapists or whatever, stuff like that. She was like, but before that, though, when they had therapy session, she said, are you guys all invested in this relationship?
Yeah.
And Robin is so quick. Like, sometimes I just want to say, Robin, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Stop talking for we.
Like, you just came in and you're acting like you've been here through this whole thing. Yeah. And I'm sure the wives be looking at her like, who this chick thinks she is?
But you know
acting like the first wife was she is the fourth.
But you know what? She said the reason why. She said it this last thing that we watched. And she said, I just want to see this family succeed. No matter what, Robin wants to be in a polygamous relationship. And she wants to have her sister wives.
So why don't you shut up and let people do what they need to do instead of trying to overtalk people? Because the moment you try to say, oh, yes, we're all invested, people are start thinking, I ain't really that invested. Because why are you talking for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. And Janelle quickly said, I ain't even gonna lie. I kind of like it separated, and I'm not that invested, if I'm being honest. You see what you did?
And Cody's like this. When Janelle talks, he doesn't even bother to ever correct her.
Leave that man alone.
That's his bro. That's his bro. He does not dare part his lips to say too much.
Obviously, she's not a man, but the way their relationship is set up, you know what I'm saying? She had her 6 kids. She did what she did. I feel like a woman, I want my career, but I need the 4 babysitters. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your services. Okay.
But yes, so I just felt like, I thought it was interesting. So she met with Janelle on a single therapy session. And she basically was like, so where do you see yourself in this family? She's like, I'm still trying to figure myself out or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see, I'm trying to focus on me now because, I've had the kids. My kids are kind of grown now, whatever, stuff like that. And it's all just me trying to really figure out where I fit in. And she's like, well, can you be honest with your sister wife? She said, with some. I can be honest with Cody and Christine, but not Mary and Robin.
No.
And Mary, I'm still getting used to her personality.
But like you are a really strong personality.
You really can't
you can't deal with people who are insecure
or who really don't know what they want in life.
Who don't know who they are. You just
because
too much energy.
You can't relate.
I don't have the energy.
You can't relate.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't have the patience.
You don't have the patience.
You know what I'm saying? You only have patience for yourself.
And your kids.
Exactly. And even that is waning on you. So that's how I felt.
Patience with the kids or with Cody.
Yes.
So you will certainly not have patience with Mary. No. Absolutely not.
But Mary did have a therapy session alone with her, and she's already crying or whatever, stuff like that. She's like, do you ever feel like you speak or whatever? She said, I want to, but
she doesn't want to
cross her boundaries or whatever. And she feels like, if I talk too much, I will be messing stuff up, whatever. So it's like she's always walking on eggshells.
And she says she doesn't want to walk on eggshells, but I don't know. She puts herself in this bind. She winds herself up so much. It's not necessary sometimes, Mary.
But that's what it is, though. I feel like she...
Stop overthinking things and thinking for everybody. Why don't you just show your true self and let that land with people? It's the same thing I want to say about Robin. Don't put on an act because people can usually see that. Just be yourself. Speak your truth. Regardless what people think of you. That's their problem. It's not yours.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
I know.
Be yourself.
Janelle may not agree with you. Christine Cody may not agree with you. Cody may hate it. Doesn't matter. Be truthful to who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how I honestly feel with that whole thing and everything, stuff like that.
But you said it ended really well.
Yeah, but yeah, so after they had the whole individual therapy sessions, they did decide that they wanted to write down their mission statement, and what they did is they wrote down what they wanted for the family on blocks, and then they put it together in a little puzzle.
Yeah,
and I thought it was really beautiful. You know,
and Cody asked that question.
Oh, hold on,
wait. He passed away or something.
Yeah, but they also had one more thing. I know we're going 20 minutes, but they actually decided that they're going to sculpt how they felt about Cody with their bodies or whatever, and they're going to say what the relationship is, how close you feel to him or how not close you feel to him. And Christine was way in the back somewhere, and he's like, "Why are you all the way back there?" She's like, "That's just how I feel."
And so was Janelle. Janelle was a little ways from Cody too.
And yeah, but she said that I'm comfortable here. She's like, I would like to be a little bit more closer to him, but she don't want to be all up under him. Christine wanted to be like chest to chest.
Yeah.
Robin and Mary, I thought it was so odd.
Christine wanted to be facing him. She wanted him to face her because he has still not faced her to have a damn convo. She's still waiting for the conversation that you promised her. She's been waiting now 4 years.
Yeah. But also then what I thought was very odd, again, Mary not having a backbone. It was like,
she stands next to Robin.
No, Robin holds Cody's hand. Then she holds Mary's hand. And this is where they wanted to be. Mary wanted Robin to be in between her and Cody's relationship. And I said, what the fuck is this?
I don't know.
I just felt, Mary, I really hope, as you see that Christine is leaving, I really hope and pray that you find your peace and your solace.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have so much to offer.
Yeah,
you are
really
an amazing woman.
Adventurous.
But you really don't even know who you are in order to let that shine through. Or the value.
That's the thing. You don't see the beauty in yourself.
And it's because you've been here trying to be everything else but yourself. And
Exactly.
I'm sure, that's irritating to Cody. You know what I'm saying? But
it's irritating to anyone
it's irritating
who has
to everybody.
a brain. Any adults can, even children, know when you're being real and when you're not.
You know what I'm saying? I just wish, I really wish it was Mary that was leaving. You know what I'm saying?
For her sake.
For
I'll
her,
be so
for
happy
her sanity.
For her. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I don't think polygamy wouldn't work for her, but I feel like she needs to find herself. She got with Cody so early. You know what I'm saying? And she was the first wife. Yeah. He wasn't really there for her.
No, he really wasn't. I don't think he ever really liked her like that. I think she really liked him.
She showed him that she would be loyal.
Because he was in an unsure space, because remember he came back from that Mormon mission,
and his mom had
his parents had already adopted this new faith, and so he was in that unsure position. Never get with a man who is unsure about life and says, "You and I are gonna discover it together."
Hell no! You better discover it by yourself.
No. Let him be steady and have discovered whatever the hell he going to discover. You don't be that person to help him. No.
But I've heard men say this before, and they say that it's really important for a man to know who he is. Mm-hmm. It's important for him to have a clear career goal.
Yep.
It's important for him to have his money together.
Yep.
It's important for him to know who he is emotionally and spiritually. Yes. And I think the last one was that he has to be happy with himself physically as well. So when a man needs those 5 things before you can actually come into his life, and it be a peaceful transition. Mm-hmm. When you're there trying to help a man build, it really doesn't work.
It doesn't serve you as a woman. It
doesn't serve you. It doesn't work.
That's just the bottom line.
I know sometimes we hear these stories, but they are an anomaly.
Anomaly.
Anomaly. I ain't gonna say that word no more. But that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I feel like when Mary did that, she kind of showed that even though he is struggling, I'm here wanting to be in monogamy, but he wants to be in polygamy. That's why you should have walked away, Mary. I want to be in a monogamous relationship. I'm not for this. And then maybe Cody would have seen in your strength that, I actually want to be in the Mormon family, in the Mormon religion that I grew up with.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, I found it a little confusing how he switched religions in a year. I mean, yes, your parents chose it, but I mean, if you grew up with it, I feel like I probably would have stayed with it. But I guess it's hard when your parents leave the religion, because then it's like y'all taught me this religion.
Exactly. Now you're saying something else.
Yeah. So it's like, what is truth? I probably would have taken some time for myself to figure out what's truth for me. No. I would have gotten to other religions.
He was doing that with Mary.
Well,
and she got the short end of the stick.
The really short stick. She really got the twig, honey. She didn't even get the short end of the stick. She got the twig that was on the floor.
Did she even get a stick?
Or was it the branch shavings?
Or was it the mulch? A piece.
Mary, we praying for you, sis. We really are, because it's just so sad.
I hope that now that Christina's left, maybe Cody will be kinder to his wives, because maybe he'll be like, I don't want anybody else to leave.
The way he is on the soap opera box, it's just the knife and the kidneys, the sacrifices I made to love you.
I love that.
That man, and as he walked away with his sheepdog hair in the wind, I was just like, what you doing with your life, bruh? What are you doing with life? You are the reason this has failed. You have to look in the mirror, Cody. You have to look in the mirror, because that's the only way you would have got to Christine back.
Searching for
the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And the question, if you want to make a change, then better place. Take a look at yourself and make the change. Yeah. Woo! 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 Na 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 na. Oh yeah.
I think they have left. Okay, thank you for joining us. This is
Mary. Everybody got to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below.